Hello students, myself Miss Sonali Patil, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Gokhale College, Kolhapur. This is our second lecture on the topic Groups from Algebra 1st, paper number 6 from BSc second year. In the last lecture, we have seen some basic concepts of groups like binary operations, properties of binary operation, semi-group, monoid, definition of groups and some theorems. Now let's start with the next point, subgroup. A non-empty subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if H is also a group under some binary operation. Here subgroup is denoted by capital H. H is a subset of G means H is included in G or H is contained in G. Okay. So here if H is a subset of G and H is a group under some binary operations means H satisfies all the properties of group like associativity, closure property, existence of identity and existence of inverse. If these four properties are hold in H, then we can say H is a group under some binary operations. Okay, so H is a subset of G and H is a group, then we can say H is a subgroup of G. Okay. So next there is one theorem. A non-empty subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if and only if first A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A dot B belongs to H. Second one, A belongs to H. This implies that A inverse belongs to H. So in this theorem we have to prove two parts. In first parts we can prove, suppose H is a subgroup of G, then we can prove these two properties are hold, and conversely in the second part if these two properties are hold, then we can prove H is a subgroup of G. Okay, so let's start with the proof. If H is a subgroup of G, then by definition of subgroup A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A dot B belongs to H by using closure property, and A belongs to H. This implies that A inverse belongs to H by using existence of inverse. Okay, so conversely if the conditions hold, then A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A dot B belongs to H by closure property. This is our closure property. So here we can prove first property, closure property. Next, A comma B comma C belongs to H and H is a subset of G. So this implies that A dot B dot C is equal to A dot B dot C. Here we can prove associativity. And now A belongs to H. This implies that A inverse belongs to H. So here we can prove existence of inverse. And finally A belongs to H. This implies that A inverse belongs to H. And this implies that A inverse belongs to H. And this implies that E belongs to H, means identity elements. So here we can prove existence of identity. Hence H is a group because H satisfies all these four properties. So therefore H is a group. And since H is a subset of G, so here holds two conditions, that is H is a subset of G and H is a group. So here we can say H is a subgroup of G. Okay. Next, this is important theorem. A non-void subset H of a subgroup of G is a subgroup of G if and only if A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A dot B inverse belongs to H. So in the proof, if H is a subgroup of G, then H itself is a group. So hence A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A comma B inverse belongs to H by using inverse property, and this implies that A dot B inverse belongs to H by using closure property. Okay, so this condition is hold. Then conversely assume that the condition holds, that is for all AB belongs to H. This implies that A dot B inverse belongs to H holds. Then for A belongs to H, this implies that A comma A belongs to H. So this implies that A dot A inverse by using this property belongs to H, and this implies that E belongs to H because A dot A inverse means gives identity elements. So E belongs to H. So here we can prove existence of identity. So next, for any element A belongs to H, this implies that E belongs to H, means here we can take two elements from H and A belongs to H. This implies that A inverse belongs to H by using this property, and this implies that A inverse belongs to H. So here existence of inverse is also satisfied. And finally, A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A comma B inverse belongs to H by using existence of inverse, and this implies that A dot B inverse of inverse by using these conditions, and this is equal to A dot B belongs to H. Here is prove closure property. And further, H is a subset of G, hence associativity of G implies associativity of H. So therefore H is a group, and since H is a subset of G, so therefore H is a subgroup of G. Okay. Next point, center of group. Let G be a group. The center of group G is defined as Z of G is equal to X belongs to G such that Xg is equal to Jx for all G belongs to G. Thus, center of a group is a set of all the elements in a group G which commutes with every element of the group G. Okay, the center of group is denoted by Z of G, and Z of G is a subset of group G. Z of G is not equal to phi, means it contains at least one element, that is identity element of G. Okay, so there is one theorem, center of a group G is a subgroup of G. So in the proof, let Z of G be the center of a group G, and since here Z of G is a non-empty, that is it contains at least one element, that is identity element. So since E dot X is equal to X dot E for all X belongs to G, we have E belongs to Z of G, hence Z of G is a non-empty. So now if xy belongs to Z of G, then X dot G is equal to G dot X and Y dot G is equal to G dot Y for all G belongs to G, and this implies that here we can take inverse on both the sides. So X dot G bracket inverse is equal to G dot X inverse, and Y dot G inverse is equal to G dot Y inverse for all G belongs to G. And this implies that what will we get? G inverse dot X inverse is equal to X inverse dot G inverse, and G inverse dot Y inverse is equal to Y inverse dot G inverse for all G belongs to G. Now we consider G of XY inverse is equal to, here by using associativity, GXY inverse is equal to GX. What is the value of GX here? XG. So here we can put value of GX as XGY inverse is equal to, now here we can take identity element E and putting a value of E as a G inverse G. So in the next step, XG Y inverse G inverse G. Now here we can take again associativity. So XG Y inverse G inverse of G. So what is the value of Y inverse G inverse? G inverse dot Y inverse. So here we can put G inverse dot Y inverse. So is equal to, now here we are using associativity. So X of G inverse Y inverse of G. So G inverse means identity element. So this is equal to XY inverse of G. So thus G of XY inverse is equal to XY inverse of G holds for all G belongs to G, and this implies that XY inverse belongs to G. Now here XY belongs to Z of G and XY inverse is also belongs to Z of G. So hence we can say Z of G is a subgroup of G. Okay. So there is one theorem. If group G is abelian, that is commutative group, that is AB is equal to BA for all AB belongs to G, then Z of G is equal to G. Okay. So next point, normalizer or centralizer. Let G be a group and let A belongs to G be arbitrary. The set N of A is equal to X belongs to G such that X is equal to XA is called normalizer or centralizer of A. Okay, normalizer of A is denoted by N of A, and N of A is a non-empty, that is it contains at least one element, that is an identity element. There is one theorem, normalizer of an element A belongs to G is a subgroup of G. So in the proof, let A belongs to G be arbitrary, and since AE is equal to EA, this implies that E belongs to NA. So here we can prove N of A is a non-empty. So next, XY belongs to N of A, this implies that XA is equal to AX and YA is equal to AY by using definition of normalizer. Now here we consider Ax is equal to xa. This implies that here we operate x inverse on both the left hand side. Then what will we get? X inverse Ax is equal to x inverse xa. So this implies that here we can use associativity of x inverse x. What will we get? Identity element E. Okay, so next this implies that now here we can operate x inverse on both the right hand side. Then we'll get x inverse Ax. X inverse is equal to x Ax inverse. Okay, so next step, here we can operate again associativity. So x inverse gives identity element E, and this implies that x inverse A is equal to Ax inverse, and this implies that x inverse belongs to n of A. Next consider xy inverse of A is equal to x of y inverse A. Here we can use associativity. Y inverse A is a commutative, so we can write x of ay inverse is equal to, here we can take associativity. So xa y inverse, what is the value of xa here? Ax. So here we can put value of xa is Ax. Now we can use again associativity. So is equal to A of xy inverse. So thus xy belongs to n of A, and this implies that xy inverse belongs to n of A. Here by using a theorem we can see in now that is A comma B belongs to H. This implies that AB inverse belongs to H. So we can say H is a subgroup. So by using this theorem we can say n of A is a subgroup of G. Okay. So next, intersection of subgroup of a group G is a subgroup of G. This is also an important theorem. So let's start with the proof. Intersection of two subgroups of a group is a subgroup. Here we can take two subgroups. Let H1 H2 be two subgroups of G. Then xy belongs to H1 intersection H2. This implies that xy belongs to H1 and xy belongs to H2. And so this implies that now here we can use the theorem A comma B belongs to H. This implies that A dot B inverse belongs to H. So by using this theorem we can write xy inverse belongs to H1 and xy inverse belongs to H2. So this implies that xy inverse belongs to H1 intersection H2. So hence H1 intersection H2 is a subgroup of G. And next, let I belongs to I be a family of a subgroup of G. Then xy belongs to intersection of I belongs to I, Hi. This implies that xy belongs to Hi for all I belongs to I. And this implies that by using this theorem A comma B belongs to H. This implies that AB inverse belongs to H. By using this theorem we can write xy inverse belongs to Hi for all I belongs to I. That is, this implies that xy inverse belongs to intersection of I belongs to I, Hi. Hence intersection of I belongs to I, Hi is a subgroup of G. Okay. There is one remark: union of two subgroups need not be a subgroup. Okay. So here we end with the topic. Thank you for listening. We start with new topic in next lecture. Thank you.